Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of Trailer Talk. Actually, it's the first edition. Just a little preview video of what's to come. Here we have a 1946 Spartan Manor. It was made by Spartan Aircraft Company. 1946 was the first year they made them. As you can see the tag here. Spartan Manor, aluminum trailer coach, model 24. Manufactured Spartan Aircraft Company in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's a pretty cool trailer. They were made for the soldiers coming back in from World War II when the war was over. What I do here is just kind of start off with a little basic walk around this bitch, right? Here we go. The tongue. It's the back. Now, interesting enough, this thing was found in the woods. Got bought it out of the woods, and the damn rims had rusted down to the ground and nothing. So what they did was they took a Chevrolet rim and cut the middle out of it, and they welded the Chevrolet rim over top the rusted metal, so now you can't take a damn tire off, but it rolls. Kinda. Anyway, we deal with that another day. So this is the back door. And notice that nice warm glow on the inside of our new YouTube studio. Philippines mahogany, man. That's the only year they made it, 1946. After that, they went to beechwood. Also, they started making them after 1946 with wood floors. This one's got something that's like fiberglass, but it's got wood fiber instead of glass. And it's in a resin. It's damn near indestructible. Same shit they used to put in airplanes. Just the back. Bullet hole. We didn't do that. Back window. You can see right here where I started polishing it a little bit on the corner. This thing is hand buck riveted, man, by hand. Each one of these little rivets and shit. Look at that. Look how many rivets that is. This is superior. Better than almost any trailer that was ever made. Look at all the hand buck rivets. That means one man had to stand on the inside with a bucking bar, and the other dude on the outside with a riveter and drive these rivets one by hand. Look at that. There's thousands of them. This side right here still got the fender skirt. It's copper screen. I don't think you can see it, but it's got copper screen. This is an old stack on top. It was leaking water because the furnace not in there no more. So I put a bubble cup on top of that bitch. It ain't leaked since, man. Been up there for years. Look at that. A little bit of ingenuity, Dawson style. So now what we're gonna do is take a tour of the inside. In the future, we're gonna be making a lot of videos in here. Let's start out on this end right here. An old dune buggy seat. That's my couch. It's sitting on top 2 bread crates. That's for like two people can sit right there. Hubcap, no radio, road sign, do not block the intersections. A 1940s heater from the same time period, a Lincoln hubcap. Up here we got Mini-Me going in space. We got another Mini-Me. He's kind of like hanging at. Right here, these seats that we got here. These came out of a 1971 Buick Riviera boat tail. That car that's sitting out there that we're going to restore one of these days. We got 2 of them. One of them has got the engine. The other one don't have the engine. One runs, the other one don't. We got to switch the engine out, and the other one's a good body. It's another story. Here we got a belt sander that we put a piece of wood on top of and made a table. And right there we got the other seat. An old 1940s radio. More hubcaps. This is a cool. We added air conditioning. Check this shit out. Air conditioning. How cool is that? We got air conditioning. All we got to do now is take a heater hose and use it for a drain hose and run it down through the floor in the hole right there. Over here, we got. This is another cool feature that I just installed yesterday. This is a new titty pole that we got. The stripper pole. So we're going to see what we got coming over here. Find somebody that can get on this pole and dance for us one day in one of our shows. It'd be a special treat. Over here, we got a set of moose horns with a camel skull. I created this a couple days back. I call it a camoose. You know what I'm saying? A camoose. Check that shit out. I'm gonna guarantee nobody else anywhere has a camoose. Check this shit out. Moose horns with a camel head skull. I call it the camoose. Kind of like a caboose, but a camoose. Like douche de moose. Volkswagen hubcap. Man, check this badass bitch out right here. Onkyo stereo with Bose speakers, bitch rocks, man. And notice that this is my wire up here that I ran for my antenna. You got a little bit of live wires that's kind of sticking out right there. Some of that old scary cloth, aluminum cloth coated wire that's hanging out, that's taped off on the edge, and I wrapped my antenna around it and made the whole trailer into one big fucking antenna. Out this window here, you get a nice view of the backyard where the chicken house is. Right here, this the breaker box. I rewired this bitch, put a cord, hooked an extension cord up to it, and flipped the switch, and everything came on. I just couldn't believe it. Got a couple of scary other shit, you know, a little bit of fucking some wires hanging out and shit like that you could get shocked on probably. It's got 3 vents in the ceiling. Over here, this is an exercise bike. In the future, we get out here drinking and shit, we're gonna have exercise bike races and see who can make the speedometer go the fastest. Right now, the speedometer don't work, so we may not be able to do that. Over here, we got the table. And I just got this light working the other day. Look at this shit. Off. Hell yeah. On. You see that shit? Right here. This is one of my favorite porn stars I got. Over here. She autographed that picture. Sweet thing. Another one over here, her too. That's a couple years later when she's a little bit dragged out. You know, you can tell she's not quite as fresh here. Been passed around a little bit. Over here, it's a whole lot more fresher, you know what I'm saying? It's like taking a piece of meat and sitting it out in the sun for about a couple of weeks and shit, and it starts getting a little stanked up, you know? We put this right here, this old cabinet, right here, put a mirror in it. We're gonna set that, this to sit your beer on while you're riding your exercise bike. Let's put a mirror in this motherfucker. Look, you see me, see? Hey, okay. Back here, this is what I would call the lounge. We have a chair, a wine barrel for a table with an ashtray. Over here, we got a radio and another old light with deer head, ashtray. Notice the old 1950s table we got going on right there. That's kind of cool. Another hubcap. Now this right here, this is a whole different story. A couple years ago, a buddy of mine brought a half-gallon of liquor. I almost drank the whole damn thing. Ended up down at the back of the field drunk as a motherfucker, eating rotted coon guts and shit. I came back to the house, I was spitting maggots out. It was nasty. Look at that shit. God damn it, man. I just can't believe I did that. Oh. Well, anyway, I was a whole lot fatter right there. About 16 pounds heavier. But that's a raccoon with guts hanging out. You see that shit? You get it like that, give it a shadow and shit. My lady don't like this picture. A lot of people don't. I do. I think it's kind of cool. Anyway, I don't remember what it tastes like. I think I pissed on a squirrel and ate some coon guts that day. I don't drink like that no more. Here we gonna pan out and get a whole view of this motherfucker. A whole fucking deep ass view of this bitch. Stripper titty pole. Up here, back in the day, in the original books of this, they called this the observation lounge. It would have been a couch up there. But the dude that had it before me, he took it, broke the window through the couch out, and he was breaking up shit in here and using it for firewood so he could warm his bitches up while he was getting him some cooter on. And then he put a bunch of graffiti in here. You see this color? That's a real familiar color because the motherfucker stole the paint out of my backyard. That was some shit that I used on a '64 Chevrolet truck dash that I was doing. It's a cool color. But he stole the paint and then he put this shit in this thing. He kind of bastardized it really because originally it was all original and complete. Tore the closet out, tore the cabinets out. I finally bought it from him for $200. Another thing he did was shoot the windows out and shot that window out. He shot this one. But this thick ass glass is kind of resilient. That's just a chip. Nice smooth chip. He shot that one out. And he shot this one. It's a good thing he didn't do the back doors, the glass, the round portholes in the doors and shit like that. Just a floor that I was telling you about. It's kind of like, it's before fiberglass. I don't remember what they name it, they call it, but it's like they take wood fibers and put this shit together and then they put resins in it and they layer it and they made that shit. You know, this is an old TV cabinet, a camoose, a titty pole. Yeah. Look like my son's gonna dance on that pole. No. They got men dances, man. Yeah, not me. No, I'm saying, you know what? I used to go to the men's strip club when I was your age. And all my buddies used to say, "Why you want to go to the men's strip club? Why don't you go to titty bar? Look at the titties like that." Right. They say, "What are you, a faggot?" I was like, "No, man." I said, "Well, what are you, a faggot?" And you're like, "Why?" Right? And I tell them, you know, because if you go to the titty bar, if you ain't gonna get no pussy unless you got some drugs, some cocaine, or some money, right? There's nothing but a bunch of hard dicks standing around. But when you go to the bar where the men dance at, it ain't nothing but horny bitches. Yeah, and like at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, they let the men come in from around the pool hall, and by then the girls were all drunked up, be like 200 or 300 up in there, right? Yeah, and it was like a fucking smorgasbord. You could just pick out whichever one you wanted. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing wrong with dancing. Dancers get all kinds of fucking game. You know what I'm saying? I put it in pretty sturdy. I'm just hoping that no big, giant, fat, huge heifers come by here and fucking tear this motherfucker down and put some disease on this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's already got a little dent up there, but I did screw it into the metal up in the roof and shit. I kind of overdid it a little bit because when you go on the outside, you see this a hump up on top of this motherfucker. But once we get the videos going in here, I'm gonna be doing like a news show. A little bit of talking. We're going to have some special guests sitting in this motherfucker. A little bit of everything. Whatever we feel like doing and shit like that. We're going to have Bob's news show. All kinds of trailer talk and shit like that. You know, buddies come by, get drunk, drink and shit like that. They fucking sit around in this shit, tell some funny stories, some jokes, some shit, talk about shit we used to do. And that ought to be interesting because I could tell you some shit. My God. Talking about them fucking little white pussy balls, the fucking triple nipple, bumps, bubbles, big hairy and scary with the fucking. That's a whole different story. Think I should tell it? Here, you hold the camera while I tell the story and shit like that. All right. All right. This one time, man, I fucking met this big giant girl, right? She was in the fucking McDonald's drive-thru, right? The bitch was huge. She was about 600 pounds, you know. And I didn't know how big she was and stuff. I rode by, licked my tongue at her, right? She pulled me off to the side, and she said, "You better plan on using that thing if you go wagging at me like that." And I said, "Well, come on, baby, let's go," right? So she came back to my trailer. I lived in a trailer. It's a little bit bigger than this one, right? We got back over to the trailer. When she came in, my shit was only a 10-foot 1968 single wide Newport trailer, right? This big bitch couldn't fit through the door, right? So I took a couple 2x4s out and I managed to get her through the door. I wanted to fuck her right, but she was a virgin. We was drinking some liquor. She said that shit. She said, "Nobody will fuck me." I said, "I'll do it, baby. I'll do it." I was fucked up. Back then, I would fuck anything. I didn't care. My dick didn't have no conscience, right? So I took her back in the room. And that thing laid back, boy, she took her shit off, she laid back. Well, the first thing I noticed was she spread it out. She spread out like, woof. You know, I say, my God, I tried to get it. And I got up on top of it, right? I couldn't reach the bed or nothing on either side. All I could do was just lay up on that motherfucker like that, right? So, I started getting a little disgusted, right? 'Cause I've been drinking, eating McDonald's. So what I did was I said, well, I'm going to turn the light off. So I turned the light off, and so I was trying to get it, get the girl hot, get her fucking warmed up and shit like that. So I was going to suck on her titty, right? So I was sucking that bitch's titty. And next thing I know, man, like some juice started coming out her titty nipple, right? And I'm sitting there thinking, damn, this bitch is lactating, right? She's like trying to push my head away. I figured that she didn't want her titty licked, right? She said, stop, why you doing that? Why you doing that? I fucking reached over and flicked the light on and shit. You know what the juice was coming out her titty nipple? It wasn't her titty, and it wasn't her titty nipple. It was a big ass motherfucking fat roll up under this bitch's armpit with a fucking boil on it. And it was festering, fucking pus was oozing out the motherfucker on my tongue, right? I went out by the tree and I fucking yacked all on the fucking ground. I couldn't believe it, man. But then, the thing about it was, see, I didn't have no money. I won't go fuck with her no more. I didn't have no money, right? The bitch was feeding me. I fucking get up in the morning time, be big giant fucking surprises on the seat of my car and shit. I didn't have no tires on my car. Shit was sitting on cinder blocks. You know, so I fucking went to this bitch right now. So one day I took her to the beach. She never been in the beach before, right? And I talked her into going swimming. Mama made her a bikini out of the tablecloth. You know what I'm saying? So she goes out thinking, it's the first couple waves, that shit just breaks around her ice. This big motherfucker wave came and smacked that bitch flat. Next thing you know, this bitch rolled over, right? Started fucking rolling back and forth in the surf. Couldn't nobody get her up because everywhere you grab it was nothing, no part of her body that was big enough that you could get a hand around it. The fatness was like slipping out of your hands and shit, right? Sure. Shit came all up, man. Shit was hanging out, right? So the lifeguard noticed. He came down, couldn't do nothing, right? So finally a bunch of people on the beach came down, and what they did was everybody got behind this bitch and barrel rolled her back up on the motherfucker, right? And I'm an advocate. I think that they should put a piece of heavy equipment out on the beach for shit like that. So in case the big girls get blowed down and shit, they can fucking go out and scoop them up, so they don't drown. Well, anyway, we roll this bitch back up on the shore, right? Well, guess what? I don't know if it was from one of the motherfuckers that was rolling this bitch or she picked it up in somewhere or whatever, but she had this nice ass fossil watch stuck between her toes. You know what I'm saying? I still got the motherfucking highest, right? I'll bring it out here on one of my episodes. It was nice though. It was back in the day, kind of like pink and black, and had little wires going across the top and everything. I'm still friends with the gal. She's still big. But she liked to eat, man. God, she could cook. My God, she could cook. She was this. The bitch was huge, man. We was riding one time with her in my buddy's truck, and he got stuck and shit. We made this bitch get in the back of the truck and shit to get traction in the snow and ice. Another time we was up all night getting drunk and partying, and all went and fucking got chicken and shit from Long John Silver's. And got up the next morning, all that shit was gone. Everybody fucking looked at her. We knew she did it. She's like one of them in the closet eaters and shit. Bitch could suck a dick, man. A fat girl could suck a dick because fat girl like to eat. They got fucking lots of muscles. You know what I'm saying? Fat bitch can suck a dick and shit like that. And they treat you good. They treat you good. You can come home from fucking work. All your shit be ready. Cold beer sitting on the fucking table and shit like that. The bitch be like rubbing your feet. Got the music on and shit. Dinner cooking. Fucking dinner ain't cooking. It's fucking ready. Sitting there, right? Well, I fuck as long as I could. Not let her go. And I fucking, she was like, oh, I love you. I couldn't fucking help it, man. I told her I just told her. She understood, man. I told her, I said, just don't, not attracted to huge girls. She said, well, why did you fuck me? I said, well, because you asked me to, fuck whatever. But we got lots of other stories like that, about bubbles and triple nipple and the little white pussy ball story and shit like that. It'd be a lot more funnier if it's a whole bunch of motherfuckers out here in the trailer and we all here talking about it and shit like that, Some of the people that were there and some eyewitnesses to the occasions. And we can hear some of their pussy stories about some of the nasty, roguish bitches they fucking. I had my part of really good-looking girls too, right? But I could have cared less, man. And I'll tell you another story one day about when they fucking named a disease after me, but it's gone. I don't got it no more and shit like that. But I would say that my dick is in a textbook. You know. But this is just a little rough preview video, give you a little sample of the kind of shit that we're gonna be talking about out here. And you know, hopefully you weren't eating when I tell you the fucking Puss Bowl story and shit like that. A lot of motherfuckers can't handle that. They get sick when you tell them this shit. It don't bother me no more. That fucker would do it again if I had it. You know what I'm saying? One time, I tell you, man, I had one girlfriend. She looked pretty good. She's a whore, right? And I was fucking a fat girl behind the trash can, the trash dumpster, right? And I come back in, the girl she said, I know you've been fucking a big girl. I said, well, how do you know that? She said, I can smell her on your dick. That's how you know it's her. How you know on another bitch? She said, I know what she bitch smell like and shit. I said, what does it smell like? She said, it smell like fucking French fries and onion rings and gravy. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker had lots of fun behind that trash dumpster, boy. I fucking had the old fucking lady, 80 years old, with her teeth out behind that motherfucker one time. There was rats. My dog fucking was killing rats and shit over there. There's a lot of stories about the trailer park that we will talk about out here and discuss in Bob's new Trailer Talk. Well, we're going to change the name of the channel to Trailer Talk. And then you're not going to see my picture up there no more, sitting in a chair and stuff. You're going to see a picture of this. And actually, you know, later on, it's going to be changed. And but this is a little sample about what you're going to see out here. People be sitting around here. Who knows who might show up or who I might talk into getting on a titty pole or some shit like that, you know what I'm saying? But one girl was gonna come by here today. I was gonna try to get her to dance on the pole and shit. I know it'll hold you because one girl got on it yesterday and shit. But we plan on putting some lights out. We ain't done with it yet. We'll we're gonna staple some, you know, some string lights and shit around the ceilings and stuff like that, around the doors and stuff, and probably put some beer signs and shit like that up. And I would put a rug down in this motherfucker, but somebody would just burn that bitch alive, you know. And one thing I tell you, another thing that's scary. Come here, get a video, capture this, right? Been a lot of drinking in this trailer. See the doorknob missing, the door handle missing. So when you shut the door, you can't get the fucking door open, right? Okay. Well, this one over here is like that too. Alright? But we're not gonna shut it. And I can only imagine this combination happening. We sitting out here getting fucked up. God damn it, come here, you son of a bitch. We're here getting fucked up, right? And the door handle. See the door handle gone? You can't open this motherfucker from the inside, right? And I done got locked in here a couple times. Now imagine this. It's all powered up. You got 70-year-old aluminum wiring spliced together with cloth on top of it. Well, guess what the insulation of this bitch is? It's like paper. Check this out. That's something that you don't see much anymore. Asbestos. You get a little bit of asbestosis in this motherfucker. You imagine that shit, all this paper in the walls and shit like that. You get a little short circuit, a little fucking spark or roof. And you up in this motherfucker looking stupid and shit. Everybody's up in this bitch. You can't get at the doors and shit. The motherfucker catch on fire. This bitch is like a big inferno and shit. Everybody gets cooked up in this bitch, and then there ain't no more trailer talk or no more videos and none of that shit. So what I have brought out here is this. This is the key escape thing. What you gotta do, come up with this motherfucker like this and hook your pair of pliers on here. And motherfucker, dude. I'll be done burned the fuck up by now. God damn it. We need to get some vice grips.
Yep.
You put some vice grips out here. This don't work. Damn, if it don't work, maybe you put it on there like this and then turn it. God damn it. Well, I could get some vice grips We could just put some doorknobs on them bitch. You know what I'm saying? Put some new door handles on this motherfucker. But in the future, we're gonna have some brighter lights. I'm gonna set a little tripod up there. We won't be making videos with a cell phone anymore. We're gonna be making them with a Nokia. I mean what is it? A Nikon. We're making 4K video on a tripod with better lighting and shit like that. And we have special guests and stuff. Another show that, I mean, you want to stay tuned is we're going to fucking start a new show in the morning. I'm going to call it the Bob and Steve Show. That's where we're going to, I got a camera mounted on the window of the work truck. And me and my buddy Steve going to be talking about shit on the way to, you know, we cruising and shit, see how long that lasts and see if you like that video. Well, anyway, that's about it. That's going to conclude this video. You get a little sample of some of the nasty stories we're going to talk about in here. You've seen the titty pole, that we might have some special guest strippers in here. You've seen the setup, and you've had a little sample of some of the talk. You've seen some of my porn girls I got on the wall and stuff like that there and there. And that's about it. So stay tuned for the next show, where we will be discussing trailer talk. Be sure to click on the like button and comment on this video, and please subscribe for future videos, because you don't want to miss this shit. This is gonna be good. That's it.